But I got something for you though. I got something for ya. All right. Hello,
Ooh,
hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, and welcome.
wel-
If this is
welcome,
your
welcome,
first
welcome.
time rocking with y'all, it is your favorite Power Team podcast, and we are definitely in the building. So we're looking forward to a really, really good night as usual.
As
For
always,
those of you guys, as always, for those of you guys, let me tag Dr. Real in really quick. I'll be tagging him in. But for those of you guys that don't know who we are, we would like to go ahead and introduce ourselves to you. I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
And it's your boy King Leo coming at you from Arkansas.
it's your girl
Hey,
J Money.
It's your boy, Mr. Motivational, Dr. Real. Let's go.
Let's go.
let's go. Hey, if that wasn't a grand interest, I don't know what a grand interest was. You know what it is. He came in. He came in right in time
Right in
when
I
it's
was trying to
time
time.
to
slide in,
introduce.
but I was like, nah, I'm going to be right. Let's see our faces.
Okay. Well, y'all, we got some really, really good topics as usual. So we cannot wait to go ahead and dive into them. I want to go ahead and get started with this first topic. I'm kind of excited about it, y'all, because like we was talking about last time, sometimes when you start researching stuff and you start trying to understand the mindset of other people, you just get excited because usually it's not possibly your exact mindset, but to understand their mindsets, it's a little bit interesting. So what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is the 17 habits of self-made millionaires. I'm
Okay.
not
Okay,
going to cover
okay,
all 17.
okay.
I'm
I
not
need
going to
to
cover
take a
all
note.
17 because I know, yes, but let me tell you something. It's a bit much, but one thing that you'll find joy within hearing some of this stuff because you will realize that you're probably already doing it. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like how
Okay.
dope is that to know that you've been doing certain things and you didn't even know that you were doing it and it's leading you down the road to success. So I'm going to call off some of these things, and once I'm finished talking about this, y'all, I'm going to get right into it and talk about how this whole pandemic thing that's been going on, but some people that's really been quadrupling their money, and
mm.
why we just can't do the same, why we can't duplicate that process. But here we go. So first off, this actually was discovered by a guy by the name of Thomas Corley. Thomas Corley, he actually researched 177 self-made millionaires. Like this poll didn't just come from like one, two, three of my favorite people or who I know. This came from him taking the time to look at 177 people. So some of the
Wow.
things that you'll hear that you probably are already doing, so you're proud of yourself. You gotta have discipline. You gotta have discipline about yourself. So what they usually do is they read consistently. They read consistently because they're trying to educate themselves. They're trying to learn different things. They're trying to make sure that they're in the know. So you'll find that they read consistently. They hang out with other successful people. It's kind of like we were talking about on the last show. If you're hanging around other successful people, you don't even recognize what a unsuccessful person look like because everybody in your circle is successful.
Absolutely.
They do a lot of volunteering. And when I read a little bit deep into this, the reason why they do a lot of volunteering is because when you're at these events or when you are in this environment with certain people, those people are the ones that usually give to charity. They usually are the ones that will help and support and do certain things, but you have to be in the mix. You have to be there to benefit from it. So they do that. They get up early every morning. Like their morning don't start just 30 minutes before it's time to go ahead and jump into what you want to do. They typically get up early to go ahead and plan and get everything done throughout the day. So they're not rushing. They got time to just really, really
Hmm.
let things set in, and they don't just look like they're stressed out and tired. They're actually on schedule, but they're early. They actually dedicate 15 to 30 minutes a day just to think. Like, have you ever just sat down and you sitting on the couch, or you sitting in the bed and you like, I ain't doing nothing but just letting my mind think about all this stuff is going to work out and benefit me in the long run. So they pretty much just like talk things through, but picture it and just see the success happening. They like daydream 15 to 30 minutes a day. They have multiple sources of income, of course. They're not just stuck on this one thing. They have multiple sources of income, so they can always ensure that they're continuing to be a part of something that's going to bring in that money and that revenue to make them continue to be rich. Also, one of my other things in here that I really liked about it was they don't follow the herd. Just because you got this new thing that happened on Facebook and you see everybody making tumblers, or you see everybody making certain things and you want to make it too and do it. They don't do that. They typically create their own lane and have people to follow what it is that they're doing. There's a lot of other things there, y'all, but I just kind of wanted to touch on it to bring it up, but to get into some other things that I was reading about, because during this whole pandemic time, billionaires, they haven't been in the same boat that we've been in. They actually have doubled their money. They've been like sailing off in their yachts, living this luxury life, and the pandemic have actually helped them. It didn't cripple them. It actually helped them, which we all can do the same thing if we apply the same mindset and apply the same benefits and everything that they're getting as well. So I'm going to talk about a couple of people. Y'all know the founder of Amazon, Jeff, the guy that, the founder of Amazon, right? So how about this? During this whole pandemic time, he gained an additional $25 billion. You already look at Dr. Real like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Of course, everybody's in ordering stuff.
Exactly.
Perfect setup. You didn't go nowhere. And so everybody got them trigger fingers on the Amazon button. Yeah, I had no bosses come to my house to build a build a clubhouse. So I already know how it is.
Man, 25 billion additional during this whole pandemic while we're, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. But I'm gonna tell y'all somebody else. This was who was this guy? No, this was the people. Okay, so the people that are getting these loans, the whole what is it, the PPP loans and the for the small businesses and things like that. So they captured that the banks that are actually processing those loans and giving them out. So during the pandemic time, they actually made $349 billion, just booking over $10 billion in fees for the loans. So it's like everybody is capitalizing off of everything. So I say all that to say this, y'all, it's a lot of money that's floating around. And I just want to challenge and encourage us to do the right thing with it. I seen someone say something earlier today. Do what you want to do with your stimulus money. That's your money. But man, you can definitely make it work for you. So I want to open up the doors to you guys. Like, let's go around the room. I've been seeing you grind, King Leo, but like, what's your mindset? We've been into this whole pandemic thing. We have the opportunities. We have the actual knowledge to do all these things if we're disciplining ourselves, just like these millionaires are doing. So what's your mindset with these things that's been being given to us, and how are you going to capitalize on it?
Well, people, I mean, the thing that sets people apart is the main thing is this: what do you want out of life? That's the main question you gotta ask yourself. What do you want out of life? Do you wanna live financially free, or do you want to live paycheck to paycheck where you partying every weekend, probably keeping up with the latest fad, trying to impress people, whatever the case may be? Because millionaires, they don't care about impressing people, not one bit. They know they can do it. They know they can do it if they want to. You see Mark Zuckerberg walking around flip flops and a t-shirt and some regular jeans.
Yeah.
So it all comes back to
true.
what do you want out of life? I know what I want out of life. I want to be financially free, and I want to leave my kids something behind when I'm gone. Generational wealth. That's what I want, because I know that I'm not getting that from my mom and dad before me or my people before me. I'm not getting that. So I got to break that generational curse for my kids and my family. So it's all about what do you really want out of life. Everybody got the same 24 hours, and everybody got the same $1,400 check. Now, like you said, people can take that $1,400, they can spend it on whatever they want, however they feel necessary. But that $1,400, it could be gone quick. It could be gone quick if you're just going out buying clothes, all this extra stuff. Now this is my philosophy. Earn money by income. Earn money by income. That's that. If you can learn to live by that and learn to know what that really means, you can take another step into your life towards a better direction. Because what you're doing is you're earning your money from your day-to-day job. You're going out here, you're doing what you need to do, you're earning your money. And what you're doing is you're buying those assets that is going to generate you more income to where you can do and keep going. You keep doing it. You're earning more, you're putting it back in, you're earning more, you put it back in. Next thing you know, you got to getting all these millions coming in, like Jeff Bezos, like Jay-Z, all of them people that's doing all of that. You're opening your business, you're doing whatever. And of course, I was talking to somebody else the other day, because I've been having a lot of people hit me up about, what am I doing, how am I doing it, and whatnot. I'm gonna have to start charging people soon. But I've been having a lot of people hit me up about this type of stuff. And I've been giving the information for free, the difference between an FHA loan and a conventional loan, how to get these type of resources, which how to figure out the cost on how much it's gonna cost to fix a house, how much you think a house is gonna be able to sell for. All of them types of things is coming into when you which is what I've been trying to teach people. There's been coming in my inbox and asking me how am I doing. Now granted, I have worked myself up a little bit from where I came from. So I am in a better position than what I was. I know some people that was asking me, they were talking about the credit score. They got a little bit lower credit score. They can't really just jump in like that. Well, here's what you got to understand about the investment game. Okay? You don't have to go in by yourself. You can get you a team of people. Y'all can go in on that house together. You can start it that way. So that way you're not just using your credit. You know what I'm saying? If you do got a low credit score, FHA loans offer, is for people with lower credit scores. But you have to live in that house. You have to live in it. But at the same time, just because you have to live in it don't mean it can't be a multi-family home. So it could be a duplex, triplex, mini fourplex apartment, whatever the case may be. That's what the FHA loan. You could do that. So it's a whole bunch of stuff out there that comes into play of what you can do. You just got to get out there. It all comes down to how bad do you want it. That's what it comes down to. How bad do you want it? Yeah. Do you want to get out of living into this day-to-day job, working for the man, waking up, got to go work and make this man a millionaire over here? Or do you want to become a millionaire yourself? That's what it boils down to. Exactly. How bad do you want it? Because because the dude you waking up to go work for every day, he's straight. He's straight. He paying you for your time. That's what he's doing. He paying you for your time and your skills and ability. That's what he's doing. Now, if you had it,
he's out playing golf.
He out playing golf. Now, imagine you took that, you did your own thing. You know what I'm saying? You learned something off YouTube University. And you went and implemented yourself. That's stuff like that. That can take you very, very far. All the stuff I've been learning is off YouTube University. I promise. Off YouTube University and just Googling, researching, learning.
I'm putting it in the comments.
That's why I learned how to renovate. To be honest, I went on there how to renovate the house, start to finish. How to renovate kitchen, how to renovate bathroom, putting in floors, tearing down walls, putting in insulation, doing wiring and whatnot. Now, sometimes, we doing stuff like that, you got to have people with permits.
Yeah,
I've been seeing it. I mean, I can say that you have been doing exactly what you say, and you seem to you seem to really be passionate about it. And I see it going a long ways for you as well, because I think that you got the niche. Like you got your connections. I saw you have it is like you're running it with your family too. I think you said your dad, uncle, or someone, but it's like you're actually doing this thing and you're connected with the right people. And it's all about the connections, y'all.
It is.
I want to hear from y'all. J Money, Dr. Real.
It's all about who you know. But I wanted to chime in about the stimulus check. So I was on Facebook yesterday and I saw a girl go on there. She's like, "Don't come in my inbox, don't come on my page telling me what to do with my money. I've struggled all year for this 14 struggled the whole year. So I'm gonna take this 1,400 as a gift." She said, "No, I'm not going to go and invest my money, because why would I invest it and wait for it to have a return on it? And then I have to wait for that money when I've been struggling all year to wait for this money." So I say this to say, you got to have that mindset to want more, to want better, to have more in life. If you don't have that mindset, yes, that $1,400 is going to be pointless to you. You're going to go out here and spend $200 on crab legs. For what? That's a one-time pleasure when you could at least seen that money double. I mean, I've grew up with a husband that hustled, so my mind is always on this hustling mode. How can I turn 50 into 100, 100 into 200? So it's not. I'm thinking, like, my mind is always, you give me 1,400, let me see how can I turn it into 2,800. I'm not going out here buying no crab legs.
It's the mindset, and not only
You
that,
gotta
it's your
have the
circle.
mind.
Like I'm saying,
Your
like
circle
if you're
too.
in a circle of people, but I'm saying if you're in a circle of people and that mindset is the exact same of that lady, the person you're talking about, it ain't abnormal. It's everybody. It's that's what's up. Like that's what it is. But if you're in a room with people and their mindset is different, I'm not saying that person is going to change who they are, but they're going to be not so vocal to speak, because ain't nobody else talking about that. So it's really like you got to surround yourself with like-minded people, and for whomever that like to do what they do, that's fine too. But it's just some opportunity out here. What you got to say, Dr. Real?
For me, I never pocket watch, so I can know if you choose to use your money, foolishly, that's going to be on you. I'm not a pocket watcher, and no disrespect to nobody else, but it's not me. But I do give people advice about it. There's IRAs, there's Roth IRAs, you put your money in. There's a lot of things you can do, but a lot of things that hold people back is fear. Fear can either make you powerful or powerless. That's one thing.
That's good, Dr. Real.
And if you're fearful, you're never going to take that step. And one of my first quotes I shared on this podcast must be present in order for it needs to be established. And that's something I go by and live by, because no matter what you need to do, until you want to do it, there's nobody on God's green earth or in God's beautiful heaven that can make you do otherwise. That comes with spending habits, losing weight, moving on from bad relationship, what have you. If you don't have the want to do it or the desire to do it, it doesn't matter. And also, everybody is not worthy of being an entrepreneur, because that's work. You got to be all in, 10 toes down, 100% in, and understand you're going to lose in the beginning more than you win, but you got to stay the course. But everybody ain't built like that. Yeah. So I don't shame people who don't want to do it. I feel you. You don't want to go there. You're scared to lose your money. I get it. But start looking at where your money's going right now.
Right now.
Is it working for you? Right. Or are you working just for it? Because money going to work you. Right. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to work like a $5 hook on Fridays, it's going to work you.
That is so true. That's so true. You can make it work for you, and it works for you.
If there's any, a job will have you walk on the track. Yeah. 40 hours a week, and then you better not ask for no damn vacation time. What? PTO? What's that? No damn vacation. So yeah.
I really appreciate that, y'all. I appreciate getting the opinion and the perspective from each and every one of you, because again, I've been just reading a lot and paying attention to stuff, and wanting to just be better, and that's my personal preference and motto, and it makes me excited when I get up in the mornings and I just, it's a different kind of vibe. So just want to share, that information with you guys. So thanks so much for chiming in, everyone in the audience. I'll get a chance to read your comments a little bit later, but we are going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. And it comes from you, King Leo. What you got?
All right, so now we're gonna talk about a little bit of gang/gun violence in today's society. Okay, because we know what's all going on. We all know it's pretty hot right now. People getting shot left and right. These rappers getting killed left and right. Kids getting killed, and it's crazy. One thing I do want to point out for gangs. Okay, a gang, a group of people who come together to pretty much be a clique and run together, do things. What you gonna say? Do things together. That's what they're gonna say. Now, gangs back in the day, when it meant something, they were started to pretty much battle the white man. That's what they were started for. They were started to battle the white man and battle racism. That's what gangs was pretty much started for. Nowadays, it's changed into this group of ruffians. I'm not gonna say thugs. I'm not gonna say this. This is a group of ruffians who do whatever they feel like to whoever they feel like. Now, here goes a story. Here goes a story that just came out. And always got one. Always got a story. We got a 10-year-old girl that was shot at the park last week. She was shot at the park. And this is the reason why.
Where is this at, King
This is
Leo?
the reason why. This is in Little Rock. This is in Little Rock. Boyle Park. That was at the park. What happened was the auntie got into it with a group of men. Her and her boyfriend was into it with a group of men. Men got heated. They were trying to the auntie boyfriend was trying to calm the situation down. It ain't go too well. He got shot. Turn around, they was trying to shoot the woman and ended up shooting the girl that was with her, which was a 10-year-old girl, her niece. Shot her niece, niece died. Shot her niece died. So
really,
gun violence. Yeah, 10-year-old girl, 10-year-old girl gone. Her mama on Facebook, she cried, she boo-hoo, and I feel totally sorry for her. Because you let your daughter go to the park, thought thinking it was gonna be all cool, have fun, and now you gotta wake up. Now you gotta wake up your daughter. You can't get your daughter ready for school no more. You can't go in the room. She not there no more. She gone. So gun violence. Why? Why gun violence? Gun violence starts from hate. It starts from hate. Because I'm an avid gun owner. I'm an avid gun owner. I have a couple weapons myself. Guns do not kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people. Retarded people. People who feel less
that's true.
kill people with guns.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Guns do not kill people. Guns not just operate themselves. It's the people behind them is the ones who kill people. And people wonder why they're trying to enact all these gun laws in the first place. Now, when it comes to the gun owners, how are these people getting guns in the first place? Right? How do people getting these guns in the first place? Where are they getting them from? They're stealing them out of people's cars. They breaking into the gun shops. They robbing people for them. They robbing them for their gun. They getting them from friends, family, whatever the case may be, and turn around and they using these guns to harm other people. Whether it be with gang violence, to rob somebody, whatever the case, that's what they're getting these guns for. So, word to my gun owners, we gotta be more cognizant of who we have our guns around, who we let know that we have guns. Because a gun might be used in a harmful way. Okay? And a lot of these people using guns, like Carlo just said, fear and great lack of self and mental control. These people. And the thing about it, it's the young dudes. It's these young dudes that's doing all
Absolutely.
this killing. 16 to 22-year-olds. They're the ones who mainly doing the killing. Why? I think I put a post up
It's a good
earlier about
question.
my 3 reasons why. I think my 3 reasons for why this is happening with our younger people is lack of parenting, lack
Education.
of responsibility, lack of
Mm-hmm.
responsibility, and feeling like they're not going to be held accountable. They feel like they're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be held. They feel like they can get away with it. They feel like they can get away with it. Heck, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
feel
I
like
get
they
what
should
you're
bring
saying on
back
there.
right. They and then my last one was my last. I said no responsibility, lack of accountability, lack of parenting,
Mm-hmm.
and their environment. All this crazy music going on. Everybody getting shot in these dang on videos. They talking about
Mm-hmm.
people dead, homies, and this
Mm-hmm.
and that and the third. All of this crazy. I'm gonna shoot you when I catch you. You
They
do
see
this,
it
I'm
on
gonna shoot
TV
all this,
all the
and they listen to
time.
this and they taking all of this
And it
in.
happens.
They
Absolutely.
taking all of this stuff in. Everything that they see in their environment, they taking it all in. And when the
Mm-hmm.
parents are not doing their job,
Mm-mm.
protecting them from that type of stuff, watching who they be around, that's when they
Yep.
come up to. That's when they end up behind bars. They end up in jail. Then they want to
Uh,
come be on TV like my baby won this, my baby won that.
mm-hmm.
It's too late. It's
It's
too
too
late for
late.
that because they already finna go down for capital murder, aggravated assault, whatever case may be. It's too late to be a parent when they behind bars in the grave. It's too late.
It's too late.
You failed. You failed your child for that. You failed. And to be honest, I feel like these kids do not fear going to jail. They do not fear going to jail. Let me tell you
Mm-mm.
something. In these other countries, if we acting like we do with crimes like other countries do, chop off a finger, chop off an arm, you feel
Wait a
me?
minute now.
Because
I'm being
these other
going with
countries, they get real crazy with punishment.
damn, bro.
These
But you
other
know,
They,
countries,
but
but
think
they
about
get
it.
but that's
real
So
true.
crazy
They
with
do.
punishment.
They chop
they
off
do,
stuff.
but King
They get
Leo, think about
real
it this
crazy
way.
with punishment.
Think about it this way. Kind of like I see your comments, CJ. I see your comments, Carlos. But you know how it used to be. It's just not like that anymore. When it's a
It's not.
situation of you gotta sometimes, like you're saying, these kids they see the stuff on TV. You know, they mimic it, but nobody
Mm-hmm.
is drilling into them what happens afterwards because the movie goes off or the video goes
Mm-hmm.
off or they get
Absolutely.
a chance to see all they wanted to see and then that's it. So sometimes you gotta take them to get some realness in them, but you got to take them around their realness. You know, take them to the jails, let them sit in there with the inmates.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's you
Mm-hmm.
got to.
That's
I
scary
don't
straight
think we're to
stuff.
the point to where we want to make it real no
Mm-hmm.
more.
But see,
I
they
mean,
We're not
got
trying
that.
to
But
make
And,
it
see,
real.
they got
but
that. They got
catch,
scared
but
straight.
but
They
everybody
got
don't
scared
have
straight.
access to that. Everybody don't have access
Everybody
to
don't
that.
get
They only
access to that. Yeah.
let so many people on that show. You got to be certain qualified to even get on the show.
I
And
mean,
I
But
would
let me
like
tell
to
you
just
something,
chime in. And it's also when you
Casa.
said lack of parenting, it also has something to do with these fathers because just to give you guys a heads up, my husband did 6 years in the pen. My son thought he was gonna be out here in this world doing what he want to do or whatever. And I remember my husband sitting him down, chastising him, saying, "You will not be the same as I am. You're gonna be better than I am." You got all these kids out here that's in these gangs. They don't have a male figure showing them how to be a man. So that's why they're out here doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, doing what they want to be doing. And my husband, I don't know if my son
Preach.
would change a direction if my husband wasn't there, but he told him, no, I know how it feel to be down there, and I'd be damned if I see my son down there. He said, I will beat you till you black and blue before I see you behind them bars. He said, you got one daddy and one daddy only. He said, if you join a gang, that means they your daddy. So they telling you what you can and
Hmm.
cannot do. He said, I'll be down. So it's all about these fathers. They don't have, and then you have a mom who's supposed to be helping, trying to raise a man, and then she's in the club, she's out kicking it. How she's raising her son? So they're only doing what they see.
I agree. It definitely is an impact. I truly believe that it is because, and then as women, we get so strong minded and we
Hmm.
get so comfortable with doing that part and doing that role when you know it's really not hitting home the way that it should. you know, and I agree with you 100%, J Money. That has a lot to do with it.
Absolutely.
A lot. Did you have something to say, you guys? I know we're pushing for time. I know we want to get all of our topics in there. Go ahead.
It's a lot. I mean, we're barely scratching the surface here because there's socioeconomic issues involved. And true enough, you don't have to be a product of your environment, which is, to me, of doing the math term is multiplying a problem. You really could be an addition to your situation. You don't have to emulate what you see. I know it's easier said than done, but I came from a very bad neighborhood. I seen my first murder at 10 years old. So I seen stuff. All my best friends. He was one of the biggest drug dealers going. He was actually on the America's Most Wanted and on the U.S. Post Office list. That was my best friend. We're still friends to this day. But when he went to go do his business, he knew not to try to either ask me to come or take me because he respected me enough to know that wasn't my life. And I wasn't going to go there. I had no dad, so I can mark up all the things. I seen all the gangster movies. The gangsters never win in the end. Never. So to say everybody's seen New Jack City, right? Wesley was doing his thing. But eventually, what happened to most drug dealers happened to him. You're either going to get killed or you're going to prison. Or you're one of the lucky ones that had a plan. You're going to take that money, reinvest it in legal businesses and move around. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of issues going on in the hood. There's the gentrification, the no jobs, the food desert. You can call it a million things going on in the hood. But at the end of the day, it's like I said before, a want must be present in order for a need to be established. If you don't learn nothing else from me this whole podcast, write that down. Because I'm telling you, write it down. And you start looking at it and reading, you can be like, damn, that makes a lot of damn sense.
A lot of sense. It does.
Man, we just got to stop making some
y'all
excuses, my opinion.
Y'all know I always have one unpopular opinion, and I always have to say something that people don't really like.
Go for it.
I feel like we should bring back a little bit of torture in the jail system. That's just me. Like how they used to do back in the day.
Torture?
Now it's called, it used to be called capital punishment. Capital punishment. Or lack of better term.
Wait a minute.
It's pretty much torture. So
okay, let me ask you why you're going that route, because I'm confused. Now we're trying to save the babies before they get in the jail, or are we trying to hurt them when they get in there?
We're trying to save them before they go. We bringing back the fear of going to jail. This is what we're doing. Bringing back the fear of going to jail, because the kid's not scared to go to jail no more. I know a little young cat right now, 15. I ain't scared to go to jail, man. Fuck these motherfuckers, this and that and third. 15-year-old. I just heard him. The other day.
Where is daddy at?
Talking to a grown adult. He was talking to his daddy.
Say that again, Kesha. Where the daddy?
Where his daddy at?
He was talking to his daddy.
So what that tell you about the daddy?
Man, fuck you, man. You a weak ass nigga, blah 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 blah. 15-year-old. And the daddy just standing there. Man, I don't know who you talking about. You ain't talking to me. So they back going back and forth. So the kid, he's not scared to go to jail. So now if we bring back capital punishment, whatever how you want to call it. I'm not saying like how they do in Iraq where they chop off fingers and nothing like that. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Oh God, bro.
Strenuous labor. Hot boxing, stuff like that. Like you see in those some of those movies they hot box, you sit them in the sun. What's that movie with Life? How they had them sitting out there in that dang on sun in that box. They need to bring stuff like that back. Because they're not doing that no more because they feel like it was inhumane. But that's what kept people out of jail. African rates of going to jail is so high, higher than it was back then. It's crazy. You bring back
will this be for? Will this be for people? Who? How will you determine who gets that kind of punishment? Because if I went to jail for some tickets,
by the crime they did, that's different.
No tickets.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like
punishment will be dealt by the crime. Punishment will be dealt by the crime that
You gotta
you do.
write that. You gotta make it
You're
clear
not finna go
because
sit in the. You're not finna go sit in the hot box for motherfucking some dang tickets. But
damn
you
sure
sit in the hot
not.
box
That's
if
what I'm
you
trying to
kill
make
Oh,
sure.
no, because
somebody.
I'm like,
If
shit,
you
I ain't
kill
running down
somebody,
stop sign.
They're gonna have to catch me.
yeah. If you
You
kill
know,
somebody,
tickets, and I
They
gotta
put
sit
a
in the hot
murderer and drug
box.
addict in the same cell.
Mm-hmm.
murderers,
Okay.
Makes no sense.
rapists, stuff like that. Hot box they. I
That makes sense.
Okay.
guarantee you they gonna learn
Well,
real
he
quick.
votes for the
Oh
hot
no, this ain't the
box.
life. And
It
then
makes sense.
and so when you take these kids and they see that these people getting hot boxed or strung out in the sun or whatever the case may be for hours on end, they be like, dang, I do not want that to happen to me. Because sitting them in scared straight, 70% of those kids that go on that show end up in jail anyway.
Mm-hmm.
End up in jail anyway.
It makes
That's
sense.
because all
I
they
mean,
doing,
I
the
understand.
inmates can't touch the kids. Inmate can't touch the kids. They sitting there behind glass. They have them in the jail. They just sitting there screaming at the kids. All the kids doing that screaming. They just go through there. Oh man, I'm scared. Oh, I ain't gonna. They just tell them all of them. Yeah, you ain't gonna go home tonight. You gonna stay here with us tonight. All of them go home that same night. All of them. None of them
Mm-hmm.
stay in the jail. They're scared straight
Mm-hmm.
junk is baloney.
Okay.
Baloney.
Well,
Man, did you see the one with the little white boy? The little white boy went up in there and he was talking about, you want to go in there with him? You want to go in there with him? I can't. Why not? Because the door not all the way open.
well, Carlos
The little
Johnson
white boy
said
said
it
because
won't
the door
work.
ain't well. Come on.
Well,
But it might
Man.
work. I mean, I don't know, Carlos, but I just want to make sure that it's understood that yeah, if that does happen and it gets legalized, that you don't get the same depending on what everything you did. Because I used to get in trouble about little chihuahuas and stuff, and they still looking, little chihuahuas running loose and stuff. Like I got tickets, but um, that was really really good stuff, good information. We want to keep on keeping on because again, this time, man, it keeps rolling. So
yes.
we got our next topic coming up, and we have that from you, J Money. It's your girl J Money, and what you got for us?
It's your girl J Money. So let's talk about the day old question. Can men and women just be friends? Can they? Now, my opinion, I do feel like they can be friends because I'm just speaking for me. I have three male friends that I actually talk to. We go to football games together without their spouses. We do. I mean, we do a lot of things, and I actually call them my brothers because we so close. I call them my brothers. Now, you get with a man. Now, I'm just speaking for women. You end up getting with a man. You tell him, "Oh, hey, this is my brother." Are y'all brothers by y'all got the same mama? No. Y'all got the same daddy? No. Then how is he your brother? I said, oh, he my friend, and so we've been so close that I call him my brother. That ain't your brother. And what you mean your friend? And I'm like, I feel like if you got a significant other and you got friends outside of him, as long him or her, long as you are introducing your friends to your significant other, I feel like there shouldn't be a problem. I don't feel like they have to necessarily be friends with your friends, but if you introducing them and letting them know up front who this person is and what that person means in your life, then I don't feel like it should be a problem. But if you have friends that your significant other doesn't know about, why they don't know about them? Why is it a secret? It shouldn't be a secret. Now, I'm not saying that if I'm in a relationship, my man should know my friend and then him and my friend should become best friends. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is why I can't introduce him and why should my significant other have an issue with me having a male friend? So I have had a man to say, so you don't think he see you sexually? You walking around here looking the way you look, you don't think he looking at? I said, if he have, he's never disrespect me or he's never crossed that line. I know my other friend's girlfriend. We just all had dinner together. I was single. They was together. She didn't come to the table looking like, well, who is this? And he said, this is my friend Rhonda. Well, J Mon, that I've been friends for a long time, and you're somebody that I'm starting to, be with, and we're gonna be together, and she's gonna be a part of my life. So I wanted you guys to meet. And she didn't come to, but why do men have a problem with that? Women, we probably, some of us, majority of us, look at it as, okay, that's your friend, but long as you haven't had sex with them, because that's another thing. If you've had sex with them, they're not your friend. That's your ex. I've had people to say, oh, we broke up like 10 years ago. We're just real, real close friends. We hang out from time to time. That's still your ex. I don't care. You've been intimate with that person. That's not your friend. It could be your friend, but that's considered your ex. I'm going to be looking at you still friends with your ex, so it could be a possibility y'all might hook up again. Who knows? But why do men have such a big issue about women having male friends? I feel like it's insecurity in that man and about their relationship. Because if you're secure with you and your woman or you and your girl and y'all know what time it is, why do you care about what the next man gonna do? Unless she's hiding him. If she hiding him, then there's a chance she want to have sex with him. I want you guys just to chime in and tell me, how do y'all feel about that? Because that's a question that's been talked about for years and years. It's like nobody should be still talking about it. But in this day and age, men still have problems with their significant other having male friends. Why?
In the great
Craig.
words of
Let
Little
me read
John.
Stina's comment real quick before you guys answer, so I can at least get one of the comments in. But what her response was, you can tell by a person's character if they're whorish and can't trust them. I've had boyfriends that had female friends, and I trusted them. Just not everyone is capable of doing so.
But that's women. We
Go ahead,
okay
John.
with that. It's the men who have a problem with it.
That's we're gonna hear from the men.
Like I said, in the great words of the poet Little John in Lovers and Friends, he said, I've been knowing you for a long time, but hunching never crossed my mind. But tonight I see something in you. And tonight I want to get with you.
But that ain't always true. But that's
It's not always
good.
true, but I promise you, I'm gonna say this on the real. Most men are emergency dick in the glass for their female friend. They just ain't told you that. They ain't told you that. They ain't told you that. Girl, we get our Denzel on. Trust. We your friend. We your friend. We your friend. We your friend and we your friend. But then one of these days, the situation gonna arise. When y'all sitting down and the dude done broke your heart for the 14th time and you done cried on his shoulder for the 14th time, y'all gonna gaze in each other's eyes and have some that's rocking. One thing gonna lead to another and bam. That perfect friendship is over.
That could be true, but let me put you in a secret for women. The day we meet you, we already knew we were gonna have sex with you or not.
I know, it takes 5 minutes.
We already knew that we were gonna lay down with you, even if it was today, the next day, or next week, or next month. The first day I met you, I know if I'm gonna have sex with you or not. So if I put you in that friend zone, that first day, you're gonna stay in there. You're gonna stay in there. It's something about you that I felt like, nah, I wouldn't even have sex with him on my bad day. So you're gonna stay in that friend zone.
But let's say this. But let's say this, J Money, to your defense and to Dr. Reels, I understand both, and I want to spin it off what Carlos said, because we're not trying to act like we goody two shoe or anything like that. Because Carlos got a point too. Because Carlos said most men with an issue have been burned by women who told that lie before. J Money, stop it. Women have issues with it too.
It ain't too many of us.
And you're right, Carlos, but I think for women, we have more of a better understanding based on our trust in the man that we're dealing with. Now, if we got a real gazy type dude and we know it, we just ain't too happy about it, bragging about it. Yeah, we're gonna have some trust issues, but it still takes a matter of us, the difference between, I guess, us and that man. If our man sits down and have this conversation with us and assure us, because you're innocent until proven guilty.
That's right.
And I think a lot of us we can stick to that and really roll with it. And I think it's that. I'm not gonna say, and I don't know about J Money, but I'm not gonna say that, boom, me and my guy, we talking, and then it's like, okay, hey, I got a couple of female friends, cool. No, we're gonna have to have a conversation about it. But what I'm saying is, I honestly wouldn't have a problem with it, because the woman that you're speaking about, I don't know of that woman, or, you know, if I do know of that woman, the trust is with that man. So if you can look me dead in my eyes, in my face, and tell me, you know, that this is truly your friend and this is somebody that, you know, you've been hanging with, I'm gonna believe you until you show me different.
And that's
But I'm
how
not
I
gonna
was. That's
just
my mindset, Kesha. That is exactly where I'm at. I feel like if I'm with someone and he say this is my friend, I said if he's hiding her, he's hiding. What are you hiding her for? Me and you been together, or we been talking for a whole year, and I don't know about this friend. No, if he introduced her to me, I'm like, I trust you. I didn't about her. It's about you. If I trust
but
you
I'll
or
say this
respect you
too.
enough that you won't cross that line, then I know what type of man I got. It ain't about the woman.
I'll say this too. To Dr. Real's defense, he said it's this emergency waiting in a glass type thing. Now,
That's
as a
first time I ever heard
woman,
that.
we also have to stop being blind to the fact that when you know, we can have this, that's our friend, he'll never try this, he'll never try that type thing, but we got to start paying attention to those signs too, because a man that's truly wanting to be your friend and you don't look at him like that and he doesn't look at you like that, y'all won't even have different conversations. I don't care if it is just a oops, I was just playing. That just playing sometimes
Mm-mm.
really is for real.
Mm-mm.
So when you get in the
Mhm.
mix of a guy friend and he's complimenting your shape, or he's complimenting your body parts, or just something, and girl, I'm just playing. Well, you probably know at that moment that ain't the friend zone
Absolutely.
no
I
more.
I
And
don't.
if
And once
something
he
was
say
to
that, I
pop off,
won't look him as a friend no more. Once he say that, if you should never,
exactly.
even if you looking
But
at me like that, don't even say it. Because once you say it, you cross the line with me. I won't look at you as a friend no more. No.
Now hold
that's
on,
just my
Craig.
intake.
Remember what we
I
said
agree
last
with
week?
you, Kesha. I
Craig,
agree
remember we
with you
said
one
last week,
thousand
Craig.
percent.
You said last week, hey, here you go, here you go. You remember that time I gave you my juice box in the kindergarten? Remember that time? Yeah, I know you remember, girl. Remember that time we was
No,
on the playground
That's just,
and I
hey,
accidentally grabbed
but
you on your butt?
But I agree with you, Kesha, 1000%. Because I feel like once they ever cross, I told you I got three friends. If they ever cross that line with me, there's no return. Because I feel like even if you looked at me like that, I don't look at you as a friend. You now you're considered my brother. So now my brother looking at me. So no, I mean, not saying all women look at men like that, but that's just my intake of how I feel about it. Because we're so close that we talk about our kids, and our kids call them uncle, and but they're my friends. They're like my real close friends. But I feel like you should don't never cross that line and say, "Oh, J Money, you fine today?" And that what? Oh, okay, so you been peeping me. So you just waiting on me to slip up and want to have sex with you because it ain't about you. Because if you could be friends with a man and if he still cross that line, if you go there, that's because you wanted to go there. It's because he can't make you have sex with him. He ain't falling in it. So I'm just saying. But if once he crossed that line with me, it's a wrap. I don't look at you as a friend no more. Now look at you
good
like any other
stuff.
man that want to have sex with me. All our friendship just went out the
Good
window because
stuff.
you just made that one comment. Because I'd be like, oh, you've been watching me this whole damn
That
time.
part.
And he might have been watching me the whole time, but long as he don't say nothing about it or look at it, say it in a disrespectful way or any kind of way, I just look over it.
Okay.
But
I
but
get it.
men don't get
Um,
it. Carlos, I get
they
you.
don't.
I know women don't. Some women don't get it, but it's 95% of women get it than men. Women and men cannot be friends. He wanna f you the day he saw you.
Okay,
Uh,
we got a lot of comments on this. We're gonna have to go back and read them. I know we just trying to, get through this time, and it's
mhm.
steady trying to leave us. We
It's
got like
creeping
11
fast.
minutes left. We got to get into our last topic, and that topic comes from you, Dr. Real. What we got? What we got, Dr. Real?
We gonna talk about the disrespect for emotional men in this
Hmm.
world, society, in this dating society. Ladies, you need to
Break it down for me. Break that
stop
down for me.
that.
I'm taking notes.
An emotional
I'm
Let's
man,
taking
go.
notes.
an emotional man is someone really is just secure with himself. Why would we want another human being not being able to express themselves and look down upon them when they do?
Mhm.
What is
Mhm.
wrong with that? I just never understood that
Mm,
mindset. So let me get this right. So you can have a bad day and you can come home and complain to me and you cry, you can do all this other stuff. But if I have the exact same day, I'm supposed to grin and bear it. See, that comes from this is being conditioned in boyhood. Because all men and moms, boy, stop with that damn crying. Stop crying.
Yeah.
You better suck it up. Oh, you feeling twist your ankle? You better toughen up. Blah, blah, blah. You know, man, I've been guilty of in the past. Sometimes you yell at your sons, you know, you don't want the world to see them as being soft. But you're treating them to be harder than the world has to see them. And then you wonder why relationships fail because the man is just don't want to volunteer anything. We've robbed them of being vulnerable. And two things in a relationship is trust and vulnerability. If you don't have both of those in a relationship or marriage, you don't have anything. So if you wonder why these men have this toxic masculinity we love to talk about, it starts when we're training them up. If you don't teach them how to have emotion, what do you expect to have on the other side of that? There's nothing wrong, ladies, with your man coming home to you and shedding a tear. I'm not talking about being like just super sappy with it. It's a difference. I'm not talking about Mr. Ralph Tresvant, super Mr. Sensitivity. Not saying that. All I'm saying is that a man, there's nothing wrong with a man or your son crying. Ain't nothing wrong with him telling you that right now mentally I'm not with it at this time. If that's your partner in life, if that's your boy, why can't you tell your homeboy you love him without putting no homo in front of that?
Absolutely. Preach.
You preaching tonight. You preaching.
I'm just not understanding why men have to be the John Wayne of the 1950s, the stoic chin up, nothing that'll affect them. And then you wonder why there's such a high rate of illness with black. Someone stick on my top with black men. We're mad about that with our black sons and black males. Don't show no emotion. You can't be too happy because people think you're a punk. You can't be too sad because they will think you're too sensitive.
Are you too weak?
You can't be anything. So a lot of us keep that stuff inside. We never share what's wrong with us. It's always, you okay, baby? Yeah, I'm good. Knowing damn well your ass ain't good. You ain't good. And then when it does come out, if we don't have control over our emotions, our mental, then it comes out in a physical and a very ugly emotional way.
Yes.
It comes out, it could be something dumb. You could have dropped the butter and there's everything he's been going through just explodes over something something that's very small, very minuscule.
And where does that come from, Dr. Real? Like, okay, and where does that come from when a man feels like he has to express it? Maybe it's because he hasn't been able to express his emotional and softer side. The men that are so loud and yelling and got to get their point across, like, where does that come from? Like, is that because they're not in touch with their softer side? Like, where does that come from? Because I'll talk about that in a second, but
that could just be emotional immaturity in that aspect. If he's yelling and screaming, trying to get his point across, that's just a level of emotional immaturity.
But I'm saying demanding that you're gonna listen because I'm the man. You know, that being like some people I feel that makes them feel like they're a man. I don't know.
Because there's another toxic side effect of that. Again, you train up this dude to have basically no emotion, no compassion. I always say a person that has no compassion will always want your understanding. Always.
But Dr. It goes with the daddies too, because I used to say, let him cry. You like, he ain't for to cry. He gonna grow up to be a man. You gonna make him out of be a punk. You making him soft. And I'm like, what's okay? It's okay. He stumped his feet. Let him cry. It hurt. So daddies do it to him too.
Yeah. Like I said before, I was bad about that till I had the epiphany. Like, why am I creating another generation of emotionally stunted men? Why do I want to do that to whoever they're going to try to fall in love with? They already got it hard enough as it is, just going into the world. I don't need to add to that by stunting their emotional growth. So now they don't know when to cry. All I know is to hold it in and be mad and make this face all the time.
I think it's sexy when a man cry. I'm sorry, it turned me on.
I'm not, you can have people that's overly emotional as women and over emotional as men. I'm not saying what I'm talking about. I'm looking at, like I said, if a man cries, they look at different. The world respects emotional women, but a man's emotional, you can't. You don't get no respect from no one.
There be most of these women, they put them down too. Oh, girl, he too soft. He weak. He always crying. Let that man cry. I feel like it's sexy. I'm sorry. I might be.
I'm not a psychopath. You got some emotion. You sit there never showing no emotion. Anything. Look at you. Okay, Ted Bundy.
That's the mindset of that woman, though. Because to me, a man is yelling and acting as if he needs to do that to push his power up on someone. That is the man that I'm really not even intimidated by. Because people that speak loud and tell you all this stuff they're going to do, those are the ones that's not going to do anything.
Not going to do nothing.
I'm more of respective, and I respect more of a person that is the quieter, softer tone.
Me too.
And your presence in the room make me confused. Like, why is he quiet and ain't saying nothing? Like, because you don't have to. Like, you don't have to. And I'm just like, it's backwards. Like, it's backwards to me. Like, that's strength. When you don't have to do all that yelling and screaming and cursing and, calling people their name. When you have that point across and know how to balance your emotions and control your emotions. Now that's sexy.
I love them type, Kesha. Speak free.
That's what I like.
I love them type. And I feel like the ones who being loud is because they making up for something else. They smart. They gotta be seen because they.
I don't even know if it's that. I think I think they crazy. I think they really crazy.
They crazy
to be honest
too,
with
but a lot of them
just
making up. They want to be seen because they ain't gonna be seen nowhere else.
Sorry, we didn't mean to take over Dr. Real, but that was. I've really been thinking about that.
Type. Them are the sexy ones.
So, fellas, just go on with getting you a journal and write down how you feel in it. Sometimes expressing yourself on paper and you reading it back is very therapeutic.
A journal is a good idea.
Talk about that. Write down your feelings because you may not be able to express them the way you want to until you see them on paper. Then maybe you can kind of formulate the way you want to express it. And if you're with someone that call themselves your friend or your wife or your woman, and they look at you because they dad didn't cry, because a lot of times we base our experiences on our father who we look at for a mate. A lot of times you don't realize, but you're looking at that person. You kind of find qualities in your mom and daddy and your significant other. But maybe your dad was like that. And you saw that and thought, well, that's what a man is. But you know your dad was out there tricking the whole time either. All you saw was a man. But you see a man that know how to express himself to his woman. To tell her that he was sexually frustrated. Or tell her that he's not happy.
You're going to cry now, you're going to cry later. But at some point, you're going to cry.
That's not because
every man going to break down.
We already don't live long as it is, fellas. So why you want to sit there and internalize that stress so you can have a premature heart attack before you're supposed to have it?
That part.
Because you're swallowing it all down. You know what I'm saying? Hurt feelings. Hurt feelings.
Because they got to feel like that. I feel like most men don't like to show emotions because it makes it feel less masculine. Like I'm not the man if I cry in front of you. I feel like that's sexy, especially if the situation caused you to cry. Then yes, not the ones who just cry because you just felt bad today and you just started crying. Like what's going on? That's a deeper issue.
Conversation I had 2 weeks ago about labeling. It goes back to that. That's a society construct that men should behave a certain way, and women should behave this certain way.
That's true.
And we've been brainwashed with that forever. That this is how men are supposed to be, and that's not correct anymore.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with a man crying. It's sexy to me. Good job. Good topic, Dr. Real. Tell these men it's okay to cry.
All women
cry.
All women want a nonchalant man until he's calm while they're arguing.
No, that's not the same.
I feel what he's saying. No, I feel exactly what CJ is saying. You got something you're gonna take us out with, Dr. Real, before I give like those other little announcements before we bounce out of here?
Yes. My quote for the week is this: breaking trust is like a broken glass. No matter how much care you place into putting it back together, there still will be a crack in it, even if it's not visible.
Oh, okay. Say that louder for the people in the back. That's good, Dr. Real.
Breaking trust is like a broken glass. Even if you use Gorilla Glue, it don't make no difference. No matter how much care you put it back together, there still will be a crack in it, even if it's not visible.
Okay.
Right.
Remember, trust and vulnerability.
Right.
It's just you can't see the crack, but it's there. I like that, Dr.
But it's there. It is there. I love it. I love it. Good show, everybody. And if this is your first time tuning in, y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking with us and coming to check us out. We are here every Wednesday night between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. So come back and rock with us.
Yes.
Now, I know if you all have been watching, I've been doing a little bit of announcing some things I'm excited about because, like I mentioned, we are growing, we are expanding, and we have a couple of other shows that's going to be starting here on the Power Team platform. So we're excited about that. One of the shows that we have coming soon is we got your girl J Money, and it will be you'll be with J Money After Dark. She will have her J Money After Dark podcast coming to you soon. So make sure that y'all continue to stick around, and her show will air on Thursdays, and it will be between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. We also have another person in another show, and it's called the Mamapreneur podcast. She's catering to all of those moms, entrepreneurs out there that's trying to get their business going, and you're doing the mommy duties, but you're an entrepreneur, you got your business going, and you want to learn how to make money, make things pop. She's going to be talking a lot about that and have a lot of interesting guests on her show as well. So y'all get ready for that to pop off next month. So continue to rock with us, and we have a couple of other slots open if you are interested in joining our platform and doing your thing. But that's all I have. We gotta go home, y'all, but we gotta get the hell out of here. With power, you are
what?
You speak.
Hey, y'all got it this time. We had to go ahead and put that part in for King Leo. He had to go. But y'all have a great night, and y'all be safe. Peace. See y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Good show.